Hello beautiful people, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, don't forget to smash that subscribe button and the notification bell so that you get notified every time I post a new video. So today we are going to do a tutorial for the eyebrows. The unique thing about this tutorial is that it will be for eyebrows which ain't shaved. So today I'm going to be doing a tutorial for how to draw your eyebrows when they're still not shaved, because I'm among those people who don't usually like shaving their eyebrows more frequently, even though I do shave. So let's go straight to the video. So the first thing that I usually do is to comb my eyebrows going up. You can use this kind of brush, or if you don't have this, you can just use an old brush which you're no longer using. They both serve the same purpose and they still do it quite well. Yeah. So what you need to do is, after you comb them up like that, just line them with your brush so that they be uniform. Good, just like that. Then you do the same to this other side. So after you're done combing your eyebrows, you're going to go in with your dark eye pencil. I prefer to use the dark eye pencil for this specific procedure because you're going to draw your eyebrows in a certain shape that you want, which might actually not fit your eyebrows. So you need something that is really dark, that is going to outline that line. Outline your eyebrows, I mean. So when you start drawing, you start with the upper part, you start from the middle, not from the edge, from the middle, around this point here. Then to that, you're going to do the same to this other part. Yeah, something like that. Then we go into the lower part. Now, here is where the struggle begins. So for the lower part, what we're going to do, we are going to follow this upper part, how it goes. I'm going to start from exactly where my eyebrows begin, around here. Then I'm going to go in straight up to where this hype around here. See this point where I've gone, like it has like a corner or something. So this corner around here. So I'm going to go in straight up to around here where that corner is. Then I'm going to go like that. So it will be up, 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 up to here, then this way. Okay. So let me do that first. Then I'm going to explain. I'm going to explain something else. So when doing this, make sure your hand is stable, like it's in a place where it's not going to shake as you draw, because this is pretty tricky. So as for me, my elbow is on my knee, and then I'm going to place my palm here so that my hand won't shake while I draw. Then I'm going to do the same for this other side. Good. So there we go. We have both sides drawn. Good. So there we go. We have our brave eyebrows. As you can see, this point is a little bit extended, not so much. Also this other side, it's just a little bit extended. So I know somebody might be asking, like, I'm not so good when it comes to art, so how the hell do I make this line so straight? It's okay, it's not a must for them to be perfectly straight. As you're going to see later, we're going to correct some of the mistakes that I might make while drawing the eyebrows. So we're going to use the concealer to correct some of those mistakes. So it's not a must that you be so good in art or you make the lines so perfect. They have to be like this or like that. No. So after that, I'm going to go in with a brown eye pencil. Yeah, I've done this with black, so I'm going to go in with a brown eye pencil. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to just draw lines going up from around here, not exactly from where the line starts, from around here. You see the line starts here, so I'm going to do from around here. I'm going to draw the lines up to around this point, up to the arc, just a little bit more after the arc, and the same on this other side. Okay. Oh, sorry. Good. So that's about it. Then I take the black eye pencil again, because I want the edges of my brows to be darker than the inner part. So if you want all your eyebrows to just be light, you can just use the brown eye pencil for the whole thing. But as for me, I prefer when they're dark, when the edges are a bit darker compared to the inner part, because the eyebrows, I want them to look like they're kind of fading. I don't know if you can see it, but as I drew it, there's some hair which remained around here. You see this hair? There's hair here, and this other side there's also hair around here, because I didn't shave my eyebrows, yeah, and that's the whole point. So what you need to realize is that there's some hair which is going to remain out. Don't try and cover all your hair. If you do that, trust me, it's going to be so thick. You're going to look like a clone or something. Good. So we have our brows half done. Good. So the next step is to go in with your concealer. Please, the concealer that you're going to use, I'm using Pro Concealer. The concealer that you're going to use, make sure it's 2 to 3 shades lighter than your normal shade. Like as you can see, mine is like 2 shades lighter. This is like number 1, and my face is like number 2. Okay, I'm not so good at the naming, but I think it's something like that. So what I'm going to do, you can put some of the concealer on your hand. You can use this brush, this one that comes, the concealer comes with this brush. Okay, it's part of the concealer, so you can use this brush. But as for me, I prefer to use this brush. Yeah. It's fluffy, and it's on the edges, it's straight, then it goes in curve to the edges. I like using it because it's clear. Like if I want this line to go like this, it's going to go like that because of the concealer. So instead of smearing concealer on my hand, because I usually put excess, then I use a little, so the rest remains on my palm. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to place it on my sponge, on my concealer sponge. The amount that I want to use, I don't know if you can see. There we go. So I have it on my sponge. There we go. Then I take a bit of it like that. Okay. And then after doing that, make sure on the edge, make sure you have it more on the edge, because you want this line to go exactly how you want it. Because remember, I'll keep reminding you, you haven't shaved your eyebrows, so there's some of the hairs which are still outside the drawing of the eyebrow, if I can call it that. So after this, we're going to do this. We're going to put the concealer. Good, there we go. See, from here going in, then to the edges. So concealer usually dries up so fast, so I'm going to deal with this first eye first. First things first. There we go. So I prefer to smear the concealer all over my eyelid, because when I go to applying the eyeshadow, I'm going to need concealer on my eyelid, so on my eyelids, so I prefer to do it once and for all. So after that, if you don't have another sponge, you can use your hand. You just tap it in, tap it in, tap it in till it blends in. If you have a sponge, you can also use it. Good. So I'm done with the other side. So the next part is the upper part of the eyebrows. So the upper part of the eyebrows, you have two options. Yeah, you can either use a concealer, which is of the same shade as your foundation, or your face, you know, the same foundation that you use. So in my case, I usually use this foundation to contour. So the upper part of it, let me show you. The upper part of it is usually a concealer, and as you can see, it's of the same shade as this foundation. Then the lower part is usually the foundation. Then you can see it's different. This is the concealer that I use. Concealer, this one. It's this one. As you can see, it's very, very light compared to the foundation. So this foundation, I usually use it to contour. Yeah. So what you can do, you can either use the foundation that you use on your face to outline the upper part of the eyebrows, or you can use a concealer which is as dark as your contouring foundation. Your contouring foundation or concealer. Okay, not so good with the naming, you'll forgive me, guys. Okay, I'm going to use the same brush. So as for makeup, it's not a must you have so many brushes, like this is for this, though if you can, well and good, it's actually okay. As for me, I don't have so many brushes, so I use the same brush. It has no effect so far. I've not seen any effect of using the same brush that you used to conceal the lower part, to use it to do the concealing on the upper part. It is kind of the same thing. So as you can see, I'm making sure that the upper part of the brush, I don't know if you can see, the upper part of the brush gets more of the concealer. Then now what we are going to do, remember the upper part, we drew it exactly as where our eyebrows go, so it won't be so hard because there is no hair that you will be trying to conceal or something like that. So what you do, you just start from the middle part around here. I don't know if, I hope I don't block you guys. I hope you can see what I'm doing. Yep. So the middle part around here. Then when I reach the edge, I go down, 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 down. Good. Oh gosh, I hope I wasn't blocking you guys. I hope you can see what I'm doing around here. And as I usually say, makeup requires a lot of patience. Don't haste, don't try to do things on rush, or else you're going, a simple mistake here when you're going to draw, as you outline your eyebrows, then you just tap it in a little, you'll have to start afresh because you can't rub it. It's not like a mistake when you make around here where you're just going to put the foundation and you're good. So you see the difference? So since I'm using concealer, I'm going to deal with the first eye first, because as I said, concealer dries up a little bit fast. Ho ho ho. Sorry. There we go. So we're going to do the same thing on this other side. Tap it in, tap it in, tap it in. Then, so I'm not left-handed, so this is going to be a little bit tough for me. Oh, sorry guys. I forgot I was on camera. I was concentrating more on my mirror. So the left side is usually tough for me. So allow me guys to do this left part of camera, because I'm going to be focusing more on at last. So I'm going to take my sponge and I'm going to tap it in. Please tap in, don't tap it in, make it blend with the rest of the skin. So most people usually wonder, where does this come from? I usually used to wonder that when I was watching some makeup tutorials. So I want this edge and this edge to be on the same line, and I'm not so good when it comes to approximation. So what I do, I just, when I'm concealing, I conceal this whole part like that, like that, like that. Okay, I conceal up to around here and around here. Then I draw a very thin line with a concealer brush so that I can make sure that both of them have been straight or are on the same level. So we tap it in, 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 tap it in. Make it blend with the rest of the skin. Do the same on this other side. Trust me, it was really tough drawing the left side. But I'm going to research more and I'm going to see if there's a simpler technique. So after that, I now divide this line. There's some concealer on my sponge, so I'm going to just use it for this middle part so that it can now separate and I won't look like I have hands on my eyelids, on my head. There we go. it in. So after you're done with the rest of your makeup and you want your eyebrows to pop out a little bit more, as you highlight the rest of your face, make sure you highlight the edges of your eyebrows around this spot here. There you go. And there we go, guys, we have our eyebrows all set, and some little more makeup on the rest of the face. So thank you guys for watching. I learned from it. In case there's anything that you haven't seen quite well, you haven't understood, please feel free to ask in the comment section below, or just replay the video a little bit slower so that you can see the steps that I've been taking. Thank you guys. Have a blessed